Hi, it's Mark from Team Powers UK. I'm going to do a quick video following on from the unboxing one we did a few months back on the Raceopt MTS FFV3 from Team Powers. Going to look under the body shell, some of the bits and pieces we've done during the racing, some of the results, can share the setups and go from there. Okay, so it's front wheel drive, front motor mounted model, so the motor is mounted behind the front bumper, in front of the differential. I'm running an Actinium V3 from Team Powers. I fitted a cooling fan as part of the installation I did, but certainly in testing so far outdoors over winter, the motor's not got above 45 degrees. Maybe in summer we'll need the cooling fan, I don't know. The wiring's quite long on front wheel drives because we'll get from the ESC over the differential into the motor. You've got two options. You can have the wiring clipped into these little cutouts in the top of the carbon shock tower, or you can clip them underneath and just pop a cable tie around it if you take that option, just to make sure it doesn't drop down. I prefer that option because it's slightly less central gravity. Moving back, we've got the steering servo and speed controller opposite each other, and then behind that we've got the position for the lipos. You've got two options, shorty or full length lipos. Certainly in my testing over winter and slippery tracks, the larger, heavier lipo has provided not just more traction but a much more consistent drive. So we have tried them back to back, and I felt that the rear was quite loose with the shorter lipo with less weight. Moving back further, I've got the receiver mounted underneath the carbon top deck rather than having it mounted on top as some people have, again over concerns of centre of gravity, and also to bring some of that weight towards the rear again, just to provide a little bit more traction in that area. Okay, so quick look at the body shells we've been using. First up is the Protoform Europa body shell. It's very scale looking. It's got quite a high roof line, a very small wing. It looks really good, but on track, for me, a little bit inconsistent. So certainly on a slippery outdoor track, it does produce an awful lot of front end grips, very good through the tight corners and that. But at speed, on sweepers, and even sometimes on the straight for no apparent reason, the back will break away. So I think individual lap time's pretty quick, but overall for me it's just a little bit inconsistent. And then the Bitter Designs HCF, it's got a slightly lower roof line compared to the Protoform, and it's got a much wider wing. It's very shallow, but it is much wider. And the main difference really here is this is really, really stable. It lacks the front end grip of the Europa, but it is consistent. And I also find that when you ride curbs with front wheel drives, because of the high centre of gravity, you run the risk of them tipping over sometimes. This seems to resist that far more than the Protoform. So I was keen to run the MTS, certainly initially, without making any major changes to it at all. So currently this is how it came from the box. I've just popped it on the weight scale to have a look at how it balances up. I've added no weights to it, it's as it was built. And we can see we've got a 50-50 cross weight from the axles there, and a 70-30 front to rear. So obviously there's a few grams difference here and there that can be added to weights and that, or maybe it just needs a suspension adjusting. I haven't made any major changes to it, but nevertheless to see, pretty close to where it needs to be for a starting point.
Just a short video showing the FFV3 going around Bedworth Raceway in the UK. The track's wet, very slippery, and we're on wet tyres. Obviously mine's the orange car, the yellow one is also an MTS, and the white one is an X-Ray T4F. Despite the fact it's very slippery, you can see the car's very stable, very easy to drive.
So winter racing outdoors in the UK is always going to be cold and slippery. We're racing at Bedworth Raceway, superb smooth surface, loads of grip even in the wet conditions. But once the temperatures get down to the sort of 5 or 6 degrees that we had at the last meeting, it is a test. And the rear tyres certainly were losing traction as we were lifting off into corners. Now it's front wheel drive, so you can just apply the throttle and it pulls it straight, but it's going to slow your lap times down. So what we found was certainly in that situation, the heavier lipo, the full size one, seemed to give it a lot more stability, a bit more rear end traction. If you're going to use a shorty, we added 30 grams of weight at the back of the chassis on the chassis plate, just to help keep that rear in check. Hit the rear tyres, but don't hit the fronts. And we're very much at the start of the tuning curve for this, and it's already given us that level of performance. So, it's only only more to come. So thanks for watching the video on the Raceopt MTS FFV3 front wheel drive touring car. A great car and surely the best value product on the market at the moment. If you want to look into it in more detail, you can reach out to us on Facebook at Team Powers UK, or you can visit our website. Details will appear shortly. You can see the car in more detail on the website, and obviously you can order it through us too. Thanks very much. Bye.